What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another amazing show. This is the Real Estate Marketing Roundtable. We are having an amazing conversation backstage. We have Gene Volpe, Nick Sackis, Jake Wolf, and myself, Greg McDaniel. We're going to be talking about TikTok. We're going to talk about ads. We're going to talk about follow-up. We're going to talk about YouTube. We're going to talk about Facebook. We're going to talk about Rockfin. We're going to talk about a lot of crazy, bad shit, cool stuff. But before we do that, here is our countdown. Gotta love that intro music. I seriously dance to it every single stinking time. And you guys, do not judge me. I'm going to eat a cookie through this show. So leave me alone. Let me.
I'm going to judge you. I'm going to hate you. I wish I had a cookie.
Oh, it's so good right now.
Hold on for a second.
What?
Hold on.
What?
We got to get your bingo cards out, okay? Sarge, this is right up your alley. We don't have a square for this yet, but we have a square that says Greg will spell something wrong in the title of the show. Today, he has done it twice.
I have not.
Same title. Ticky Tookie. Talk Tick. Ticky my balls. Like, what the hell, dude? What are you doing?
I just copied what the Sarge sent to me.
Oh no!
Oh, he threw you right under the bus.
Oh. Jake is so pissed off right now. He's just like, motherfucker, no, I didn't. Son of a damn it. Okay, you're right.
All right, I'm sorry. Eat your cookie.
He's viciously texting me right now, like, motherfucker, you better not.
How the hell do you spell TikTok, Gene?
Tiktok.
Yeah.
See, this is new for me too.
Yeah.
Tiktok. Yeah.
I gave it my best shot, right?
I love it.
Room for improvement.
Total room for improvement.
So, Nick Sackis, this is kind of one of your ideas. You wanted to talk about the ads on there and everything else. First, Gene already said hello. Jake, say hello to everybody because everyone loves you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Room for improvement, obviously, over here in Mr. Wolf's Sergeant's corner. So let's get straight to it. All right, let's get straight to it.
Let's bust into it. Nick, walk us through it.
Oh, it's me? Okay.
Yeah.
So Facebook lost $20 billion. Mark Zuckerberg lost $20 billion.
26.
Thank you. And TikTok is now the most viewed platform in the world. And if you guys read anything about what's going on with Facebook, they blamed a lot of their decline in TikTok taking market share. So if you think in that realm, so we're always thinking about this is a marketing show. We're always talking about attention and eyeballs. I think a lot of our viewership, we all came from Facebook, right? Real Estate Uncensored was founded basically on live streaming to Facebook, then started live streaming to YouTube when it was available as a progression. Well, the next progression for us as real estate agents, in my opinion, and we've been talking about this for a while as far as short form content, but it's specifically in the world of TikTok. I went in and looked. So I've been dabbling with TikTok ads here for a couple of months. And the interesting part about it is, and I said this pre-show, we were kind of talking about this. We all know that we have a lot of restrictions right now inside Facebook for targeting, right? We had the housing market specific category. There's been so many different things over the past 2 or 3 years that have been stripped from us as far as advertising for real estate that basically makes us rely on Facebook's algorithm and lookalike audiences and all that. So it's almost and to back that up, Facebook is continually adding different things that they're removing from targeting. So they just pushed an update that's going to be available, or not available, but starting to happen in May, where they just did another series of takeaways of targeting inside the platform. And what's comical is it seems like right now at this point, every time Facebook is taking away something from their platform, TikTok is just adding it, right? They are on a gangbuster. If you were to open up TikTok ads, 3 or 4 months ago, there was barely anything there. Now they have all these different categories. They have real estate specific categories. I posted this on my timeline this morning because I am going to do a 14-day intensive on this for agents that are interested, of going in. There was only 9 ads total in the country inside the real estate section of TikTok. Now, let that sink in. We know everybody's been talking about creating short form video, and a lot of people have gotten listings just based on organic growth. But if we know that there's only 1 or 2 advertisers advertising in TikTok right now, specifically in the real estate space, that is a massive, massive land grab. And I'm going to take every advantage of that.
Okay, so walk me through this a little bit. Where would a TikTok ad live? How would I or you see that? Is it mobile? Is it desktop? I mean, what does that look like? Because I'm on TikTok literally as we speak.
Yeah.
Looking at stuff. Is it? I mean, there's Jen Psaki, but I mean, where is it? Top, bottom, middle, between videos? I mean, what does that look like?
Yeah, so it comes in the feed just like it would a normal video. And you've probably, if you're on TikTok a lot, you probably scroll through ads quite frequently. The play right now, or has been since TikTok started, has been more paying creators to do the ads for you, right? So the influencer game on TikTok, you'll see, I just saw one the other day that was probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. There's a guy, I probably shouldn't even bring this up because I don't know his name, but I follow, he's an older gentleman. He's probably 50 or 60, and he's got a family, his two or three sons that are 30 or 40 years old. And the guy's just super silly. He's awesome. He does all kinds of cool stuff. They just did an ad for Chili's, and it was they walked into the kitchen, and it was they were asking the wife, Mom, can we go to Chili's tonight? And then it was a vlog of them going in the car, and then B-roll of them in the restaurant, having the best meal of their life. It was the greatest night ever, montage kind of thing. Those are the kind of ads that Chili's are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to creators to create stuff like that, right? So in the TikTok world, there's going to be 2 levels. We're probably not going to be in the level of reaching out to an influencer for our small real estate brand. So being consistent on creating short form video organically, here's the play. Continue to create short form video. Whatever hits organically, put ad spend behind that. Right. And that's been the play with that. We've been doing that on Facebook and Instagram for a while as organic reach started to decline. But you don't have to necessarily think about this in terms of, oh my God, I got to create a whole new thing. If you're already creating short form content, whatever content is hitting, make sure you start to think more about the play of what's the call to action at the end, right? Because you could take those short form videos and just same thing like Facebook. Are you looking for traffic? Are you just trying to get more views? Are you trying to do a conversion and take them off? They have lead forms right now too. They call them Insta pages that pops up a lead form, lead generation that you can, take leads directly that way. So they are following Facebook's profile or game plan, if you will, and giving you most of all the same tools. It's just a little bit different, right? I would say right now that because there's so much creative going on inside TikTok, if you were to come in with a slideshow type ad with just text on the screen, it's probably not going to do very well, right? But we're going to test everything. I have my team working on those style ads right now too, so we can see, if I can just launch a brand new channel with ads that the agent doesn't have to be on, and we can just create the content and roll with it and start to get that. I mean, that would be the ideal situation. Obviously, you want to build your brand with your voice and your image if you can. But there's just such a massive land grab here, and we talk about it all the time on the show. Short form is not going away. But as we know, once you start to get a little bit too comfortable, I think we're all pretty comfortable with Facebook ads and Google ads. TikTok is the platform right now. So it pays to do a little research and catch the wave, if you will.
So I want to talk about short form. Gene, you chop stuff up for a living because you're the evil bald ninja.
I do be chopping shit.
You do be chopping shit.
I do.
Because I'm fascinated about this land grab. It's kind of like YouTube ads and everything else. And Jake, I want you to jump in on that one as well. there's opportunities I think a lot of people are stepping away from Facebook. I mean, Matt and I have made a unilateral decision that we're not going to be streaming live anymore on Facebook on most of our shows, and the network that we're building with, Nick's show, Jake's show, Gene's show, Ashley's show, my show, Matt's show, and we have a couple of other incredible contributors I can't mention right now on air, because they're coming out with some great content. I just shot one with a really good friend of mine the other day. But I'll tell you one thing: getting away from long form, going to short form, and then putting that into an ad, leading it back to a landing page where you can actually make some money and influence people. Gene, how would you cut that up, and what would that look like in your world?
So I don't want to answer that question. I want to.
I don't want to.
Well, no. Wait, I'm actually not being a you know what.
A dick.
Yep, there you go. Thank you. I want to talk about how. So before we get into the whole advertising space, right? I think there's something to be said about you can actually make money through TikTok without all of that good stuff that you were just talking about. I mean, we could take this down a rabbit hole, and this is marketing, and I do this stuff for clients, but I don't really need to build a landing page with a Shopify thing on the end of it. And you can do all of that stuff inside of TikTok, and you actually, I'm going to say this out loud.
Please
don't have to pay for it up front. So it's still in such new phase. Like, it's such a new thing, especially in the real estate space. You don't see that many real estate agents on it. And the ones that are on it are, for the most part, I'm not talking to everybody, are in the baby stages of setting this thing up. So if you get, if you are to the point where you can really produce some really cool content, you're probably not going to have to pay for anything, because your organic reach is going to explode right out of the gate. Right. I kind of wanted to just put that out there. I actually gave a course on TikTok advertising a little while back, and I'm like going through some of these slides that I did. And one of the things that I think it's important to note is right now, I think most people are afraid of it. And even me, like you guys know this about me, especially Nick. Nick and I shoot these TikToks back and forth to each other in private messages, right? I hated TikTok when I first got on. I hate it for my kids. Right now it's probably the funniest 30 minutes I spend in any given day. Like the algorithm is definitely the most powerful and quickest finding algorithm that's out there. I mean, the first 2 weeks of me pushing stuff, I'm like, why am I seeing this crap? I could care less about these friggin' videos. And within like 2 days, once I started picking out what I wanted, TikTok was smart enough to feed me what I wanted to see. So like, even now I got another friend, Brian, and Brian's like, I feel like every time you send me one of these TikToks, I just saw it like 10 seconds before. It seems like you and I have the same exact feed. I go, well, we probably do, because we're both idiots, one. And two, they're seeing what I'm sending you, and they're seeing your reaction to what I'm sending you, and they're giving you more of that. So we're just seeing the same accounts over and over again, right? Now, I will say this. Keep this app away from your teenagers. Nick, we talked about this last week. The attention span of kids, right? What is that thing called? Coco Melon?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was reading an article about that the other day. And do you know why kids are attracted to Coco Melon like they are? Like, it's like crack for kids, right? You can't get them away from it, right?
Yeah. What is the number? It's like every 15 seconds there's a screen move, or 5 seconds, or
what is Coco Melon for the folks who are not, don't have kids? What is that?
It's a YouTube cartoon show.
Oh, okay.
Just on YouTube, only cartoons for kids.
Coco Melon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the kids, they can't pull kids away from it. And what's happening is I don't know if it's 5 or 15 seconds. It might be something like every 11. Yeah, it's something goofy. But there's basically a stimulus that happens in the child's mind because they're switching gears and flashing colors so fast. And that's really what TikTok is, right? And I feel like for me, it's more of an adult version of TikTok, because I have to actually manually do it, but I'm not watching anything longer than 15 seconds for the most part. Right. And I feel like we're getting closer and closer to more of that short content because of things like Coco Melon, and people are better at the psychology behind keeping people's attention, capturing people's attention and keeping it. And right now, our attention spans suck. So the quicker you get me in and out, or the quicker you're able to change what my visual is, the longer I'm sticking around.
Yeah.
Dude, our average view time on this show on YouTube is 13 minutes, and that's on a long form content
Right.
platform. I'm with you guys. I mean, I love the short form. I mean, I'll sit there and I'll get up in the morning, get the girlfriend out the door, get her breakfast made and lunch and everything else and coffee, and then I'll sit on the couch and do my thing. And what I do is I go to TikTok. This is not a joke. Go to TikTok and I'll just flip through.
Yep.
Just going through, and if I don't like it, I'm out. If I don't like it, I'm out. If I don't like it, I'm out. Ooh, I like this. I'm going to stay here. And I think there's Gene and Nick and Jake, Jake, I want you to jump in on this because you're being creepily quiet when you do that. You make my
I'm being very respectful to our speakers, and I'm actually sitting here looking at the clock going 15 minutes. 3/4 of our YouTube viewers have already left, and they're going to miss everything Sarge is getting ready to say.
They're going to miss everything. But jump in on this. I mean, I'm gonna check out this Coco Mullen, whatever it is.
Don't do it, Greg.
Yeah, don't do it. You don't need to.
I'm the reason why I'm curious is that if this is holding a child's attention, it can hold a real estate agent's attention. So mimic and just R&D, rip off and duplicate what they're doing and put it out into the general public, depending on your personality. Because if it's creating attraction, why can't we use it in a professional sense? Jake, thoughts?
Many years ago, there was and a lot of mothers and fathers out there, you guys probably remember the baby Einstein kind of a craze. So a lot of this was the same thing. When my babies were young, we used to go ahead and stick them in the little pack and play and turn on some baby Einstein, nice classical music, a lot of moving colors, and it was just one of those, oh my gosh, it's a babysitter kind of a moment, right? But even in an infant type stage, that same type psychology is what we see transferring into more of the youth and also us, right? From an advertising perspective. So that's really kind of bringing it into play from what everybody's talking about here. Back to Nick's original statement regarding TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, from a business component, we have to go ahead and identify where our prospective customers are and then utilize these platforms to put our brand in front of them. If any of you know who Gary Vee is or have heard him throughout many of the years, he'll go hard in the paint, hot and heavy down any new social type platform to go ahead and get brand awareness to the new tribes that are coming on. And then if that social platform sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, then no harm, no foul. You had to go ahead and give it your best business push-up effort, right? Period. So TikTok is publicly in the news. They're losing, or Facebook is losing people to TikTok. It has a lot of attention out there, and it's a blue ocean right now because most people are still trying to figure out what this thing is. And yes, we're taking extreme advantage of the whole TikTok movement. We're running our moving programs over here, which has huge incentive to go ahead and give to your consumers. So our teams are already cutting massive amounts of advertisement pieces to go ahead and get in front of and influence not only a prospective consumer, but also the people inside the house of the prospective consumer. So, tell your moms and dads, if they're planning on possibly making a move this year, go ahead and come over here to this place so that they can go ahead and save $10,000 to $25,000 on their next upcoming move. So now just getting there with advertisement, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the same scenario as every other platform you decided to advertise on. Yes, advertisement on that social platform is a vehicle to go ahead and get your message in front of prospective consumers. What are you saying to them? What is your unique selling proposition? All the same type of mechanics that we always talk about from an advertising and brand awareness type scenario comes into play here. So it's not just doing the work and getting something out there. It's about making sure that you understand what is the message, what is the call to action, because now you have an opportunity to go ahead and get in front of a lot of people sooner than later. Let's talk about some TikTok folks that are organically crushing it. Okay. Yeah. So I have some folks that are written down here. If you guys are interested to find out, we broke down and really kind of back-hacked all of their different business models. But I know of a mortgage individual who has received over 10,000 mortgage leads from TikTok over time. Okay. I know of a real estate agent who has put in over 140 annual transactions from different referrals from people virally following her TikTok infrastructure.
Well, Jake, not
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I am going to interrupt you. Do you want to give the name so folks can maybe go check out their channels so that they can kind of see what their flavors are? Or do you want to keep that behind the curtain?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go ahead and bring up them as a specific case study, although we see positive movements in both of those arenas, right? From an organic scenario. One of the people, from a time standpoint, and this is where a lot of our followers and different agents, when they're looking at the TikTok platform, they get into this like, oh my gosh, it's going to take time to go ahead and shoot this content and everything else. But I go back to the same adage of pick a day throughout the month to where that's your day that you're going to go ahead and actually shoot some video, right? And we're talking 15, 30-second shorts, right? So if you can go ahead and sketch down a whole bunch of different topics that are relevant and all of a sudden do a story time about it, talk about it. A lot of times people aren't even saying anything in these TikTok videos. So content is actually becoming awkwardly interesting on the TikTok platform because I might be just doing some Vanna White poses. You know what I mean? Not the whole old school, let's dance around and make a fool of ourselves, because most of us are professionals and wouldn't want to do that anyway. But walking, maybe doing some pointing, maybe doing some creative looking into the camera, and then flying in some banners that support your message. It's like that B-roll and messaging with banners type of a thing. And it's getting a tremendous amount of views, right? So there's a lot of angles to do this. Do not disregard TikTok at all whatsoever. If you guys are wanting to do an organic brand play, I know Nick is setting up to go ahead and absolutely crush it. He can help you with your personal brand, cutting up some of these different things to go ahead and actually deliver onto the TikTok platform. We are doing it from a high-level national brand to go ahead and trump everybody else with hardcore unique selling propositions of the moving stuff. So we're going in 2022, and I guarantee you by the end of this year, we're going to look back on this specific thing, and I'm going to go ahead and keep track of all of this, and we are going to absolutely dominate the real estate game on TikTok, because this roundtable is moving in to go ahead and support the industry. Period.
Yeah, we really are. And I guess one of the things I want to really bring home for folks is TikTok scary? Yeah, it can be scary. Trust me. Is there an opportunity there? 1,000%. There is a guy, and yes, he is an ex-Navy SEAL. His name is Mr. Ballen, Ballen. The thing I like, he always talks about scary, weird shit that happens around the world, different stories that people bring him, and he investigates them, and then he tells you in a story format of what takes place or what took place. And the one thing I really, if you guys really want to get creative with this whole TikTok things, he has a huge thing on TikTok as well. He brings up the most unique ways for people to go out and press the like button and follow button. That's where your money is going to be made in regards to viewership. I mean, the last one I heard, he said, walk upstairs, go to their computer and put tape on their mouse so they can't scroll, and make sure you hit the like button. And I'm like, that's just humorous. The reason why I bring that up is the fact that with TikTok and being stand out with real estate's a really fucking boring conversation. It really is. So bring humor to it in every way possible. Nick, I know you're growing this thing. Walk me through a little bit kind of what you're doing in regards to growing the TikTok side and the business and kind of visibility, and just walk me through that.
I'm gonna be a politician and divert that question, Gino style. But I want to bring up something here.
I have no comment. I have no comment.
The comment from Terrence that he posted in the beginning of this, that the problem, in my opinion, is that the TikTok algorithms support non-creative stuff. What people want to see are the same dances and recreation of the same videos. So the way that I would like to answer that is the way that I would like to answer the same thing as far as your YouTube channel, your Facebook channel, your Instagram. What you're seeing on TikTok is a direct reflection of how you view the world. Okay. your personal lens. So just like Gene said, it took a couple days for his algorithm to catch up to what he likes. If you are on TikTok and all you're watching is dancing videos, that's all you're going to get fed.
Did you just expose him?
He did.
So, just like Greg joked about earlier when he held up his phone and there was a girl on it. I was like, "Uh-oh, what is that? I'd love to see your feed." But it's the truth. So your perception of the world is always a reflection of you, right? No matter what, whether you're talking about social media or you're talking about the real world, it is a reflection of you and yourself and how you believe things. So what I will tell you, and to piggyback on that, Chris said also, TikTok is great, but it's suffocating our youth. That's also an interesting comment, and I will combat that with saying the same thing like Sarge was saying before, like what they thought might have been weird with his kids, putting them in this playpen and putting on baby Einstein, like that might have seemed weird to the older generation, and Jake did it. His kids grew up fine, right? Our generation is growing up into virtual reality. Like what do you think these kids are going to be doing? They're not going to graduate from high school and go to college and get a job at the same company and work there for 30 years and commute back and forth to work. It's a different world. And if you would have told me at 14, 12, 13, 14, 15 that I could open an app on my phone, create some videos and get paid for it, why would I want to do anything else in the world? I can stay home. I can go hang out with my friends. I can do all the things that I love to do that I'm passionate about and get paid for it as long as I'm good enough, right? So suffocating, again, to me, is a reflection on and I don't want to get into parenting or anything, but like if the kid's sitting on the sofa not doing anything and just consuming content, like obviously there's got to be a little bit of a break. We got to figure that out. But the creativity, and like Terrence said, there's not creativity in TikTok. I'm 180 degrees on that. There's more creativity in TikTok than I've ever seen on any platform. And the amount of advertising and the stuff that I see on a daily basis on TikTok blows my mind of the amount of creativity that's happening in there. So trending topics, trending audio does help your stuff go viral, but you can literally, there's brands on TikTok that are in a camera situation like this, talking right at the camera and getting hundreds of millions of views based on their experience in their market with their unique perspective, not taking off their shirt and dancing, telling their story and creating their brand. So there's opportunity in every segment. If you want to be the person, like Jake said, if you're nervous to begin with to talk at a camera, figure out what's trending, fly your banners, point, do some of that stuff in relationship to what you're doing, and then graduate to speaking to the camera, and then maybe throw in a couple dances just because you're silly, right? There's a lawyer that I follow that's excellent. 45-year-old dude that's supposed to be a lawyer. You think of a lawyer as like prim, suit wearing dude, very, and this guy busts out. He does all kinds of great stuff, but he does dance a few times. But the majority of his content is lawyer related stuff that actually helps you. If you get in a car accident, do this, whatever. So it doesn't have to be all one thing. You don't have to be put in a box because you're on TikTok and everybody says you have to dance. You can make it your own thing. You make your TikTok feed your own thing. If you follow nothing but dancing girls, that's all you're going to see, right? If you're in the world and all you think about is Democratic or Republican or religion or whatever, that's all you're going to see on the road. That's all you're going to hear from people is all the things that you think about in your mind. It's just a reflection of you. You can make it whatever you want.
Now, you knocked it out of the park on that one because the algorithm picks up super fast. I want to get back to Jake and Gene and get your thoughts on this. But first, Chad has a question. How can you use TikTok to zoom into one person versus the worldwide? So I mean, how can you get a hold of that?
Save that, Greg. Do me a favor. Save that for 1 second. I know Jake wanted to pile on. I want to answer that, and I can answer that pretty.
Okay. And we got Christy and we have Jenny too. So go ahead.
Yep. So Jake, I know you were going to say something on the back of what Nick was going after.
Actually, I saw some of these comments coming in as far as like geolocation into your area. So let's just go ahead and jump right into that. Nick, what you just shared was fantastic. Bravo. Hat tip. Nick Sackis, everybody. So let's get into the theory of how to properly use location, not just on TikTok, but in all things that you do socially. Gino, hit it.
Yeah. So you're going to be able to piggyback off this, Sarge, because I know when I put this out there, it's going to make your brain go, right, and you're going to tie this into the Clever Nation and all that good stuff and the things we do behind the scenes. But so TikTok is still fairly new from a marketing perspective, which means two things. It's not as a robust of a manager, ads manager, as say something like Facebook. Facebook's been around for 185 years, and they've gotten it right. There's more things. What are you,
Joe Biden? You've been in the Senate for 130 years.
Yeah. I've been in marketing I'm the marketing equivalent of Joe Biden. Yeah. I'm not touching that with a 40-foot pole. In any case,
you just did.
I know I did. I guess I did. So I alienated 52%. What's the rule? 52% of my base just went the other way. So in any case, Facebook is a lot more robust as far as the social media marketing platform goes because they've been around for so long. They put a lot of R&D, a lot of money into fixing these things and making it so that you can fine tune down to somebody that has 4 toes as opposed to 10, right? TikTok's fairly new. It's newer, obviously, than Facebook, which does 2 things for us. One is it makes it easier to advertise on, even though we won't get as targeted as you can on Facebook. It makes it easier for us to advertise, and the price is going to be cheaper, right? Until they get that thing nailed down and everybody runs over to TikTok, this is always Gary Vee's thing. Get in early on it because pricing on advertising is going to be a lot lower. So with that said, even though it's more limited than Facebook, you can still demo, target off age, gender, and geography. You can upload customer files. Sarge, I don't know where we would get those. You can actually target people who downloaded your app, visited a website, followed you on social media. You can do it by engagement. And then, so they also have over 50 interest categories and subcategories, which, like interactive behaviors, views, clicks, people that have clicked on your thing, commented, that type of stuff. So to answer that question, inside the business, TikTok business or ads manager, they call it TikTok for business. Inside of that, there's a couple things you can do, like narrow it down to geography, age. I do want to say one other thing real quick, because I know Sarge is going to jump on that. And I'm going to my spreadsheet here. I thought this was a fairly interesting stat. Let me find it real quick. As far as the type of people. So, Greg, you remember, and I'm going to screw his name up, but you remember he's a friend of the show, Matt Rouse?
Yeah, I remember Matt. Why?
So I posted on my social media on LinkedIn months and months ago something about the TikTok annual conference run by them, and they go through all this stuff. And actually, if you get out there on YouTube, there's like a 2-hour video of their yearly annual event. And it was from back in April, I think. So I posted, it's pretty good. It'll give you a lot of information on TikTok. So I posted that, and Matt said, "Did you watch it?" And I was like, admittedly, I did not at the time. I was like, "No, I didn't watch it. Why?" And he goes, "I found it extremely interesting that when they went through these things, it was a lot cheaper than I expected to advertise," and I'm paraphrasing, right, on TikTok. And it also was a much older audience than I anticipated that were looking at it, right? So Jake said something earlier, and he said, I think this is what I got. You're going to geo-target people into their TikTok, and you're going to run an ad that says, "Hey, kids, tell your parents that if they need to move," or X, Y, and Z. Listen, these guys are already reaching people like me, right? So Nick's watching it. I'm watching it. Greg's watching it. You're already hitting the parents. You don't even have to run that message through the kids, right? So there are more and more. God, I love this topic, right? Remember when MySpace became Facebook? I call it the "holy shit, my mom's on the platform, let's get the hell out of Dodge" syndrome, right? Seriously, that's what it is. So that's what happens. Everybody's on Facebook. And
my
now
mom just graduated to Facebook. Holy shit, run. Is that what you just said?
Yes. Yeah. That's she's hanging around sniffing what we're doing. Let's find the next one. It was Instagram. People are moving to Instagram. What's the next one? Happened to be TikTok. Now what's happening is the older generation, we're pushing the older generation to get on TikTok. Believe me when I tell you, 4 years down the road, there's going to be another one. I promise you that, right? So in the meantime, we got to stick with this one. But there's some interesting facts, Sarge, and then I'm going to drop it on your lap. Just about half, or 43% of TikTok users are aged 18 to 24. Women in that age category make up about a quarter of TikTok's advertising audience. So if you're marketing to younger adults, especially women, advertising on TikTok is a natural fit. That's right from somebody's thing. So 18 to 24 are first-time home buyers, right? Or at least the upper end of that. And now we're getting into the 24 to 35 category in some cases, like Nick's almost 47. All right, maybe that's me, but but we're getting into that category too, right? So Sarge, I know, like, from a customer file perspective, from a geo perspective, these things are all capable inside of TikTok currently. They'll get better as they expand their management base, but talk about integrating that into some of the other things these folks are doing.
Yeah. From a location standpoint, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the principles of how you should be talking to people inside of your area and setting up your algorithms on many different platforms socially so that you can kind of zone in. And then also people know where you're at, right? So I sent a list of video titles after we've done some extensive SEO research to Mr. Greg McDaniel.
Yes, you did.
In 2021, right? So what we were doing was we were focusing on video titles that will resonate with sellers specifically in his area. All right. So topics of what would be on top of the mind of a seller, and also geolocation. All right. So I'm going to give you guys about 3 or 4 of some of the titles that we actually put together out of a list of close to 20. So when is the best time to sell a house in Alamo? ? So it's a probing question for all of you people out there that send text messages to friends and family and say, oh my gosh, I'm not getting a response. Try a probing question next time. It works. Same thing with videos, right? But what did we do there? When is the best time to sell a house in Alamo ? All right. So if somebody's looking for that video organically somewhere, or if that video title comes across somebody that is in Alamo, or if you shot that video and specifically hit it, it's got your geolocation in there. All right. So here's another one. 10 best kept secrets for selling your home in Danville. All right. So some of those top 10s, top 5s, those things really work, but we always are including the location in there. So let's switch off into the LinkedIn world. So let's say that you guys are out on LinkedIn and you're hashtagging. All right. So you can go ahead and use a hashtag inside of a sentence to your geolocation. All right. So let's say I personally wanted to speak to you guys in the real estate world. How do hashtag realtors win listings in hashtag Orlando, Florida? You see what I mean? So there's different ways to do it, but always include your location in some of your organic postings. And as it pertains to TikTok, it's going to be the same way. The title of the actual video, using hashtags, and also running that same type of advertisements towards people inside of different areas. Now, let's talk about this, okay? From an advertising standpoint, platforms like Facebook, they make money by you and I purchasing advertisements. So in order for us to exchange a $500 advertising bill, they have to give us our most prospective customers, and they have to give us introspective targeting options. So most of these targeting options are location based because we do business in a certain area. So they give us a proximity. Like if you're doing stuff on YouTube, you can go ahead and have a center point, do a proximity around people inside of your area. So it's not just us in the real estate industry. It is the butcher, it is the dentist, it is the chiropractor, it is all of the people that have those core businesses in that area. So there are ways to go ahead and do that. But from an organic standpoint, I would absolutely focus on your message in and around that area, topics in and around that area, hyperlocal information, educational, consumable content in and around that area, things that are the core of your business. So it starts picking you out for that area. And then if anybody realizes, hey, Chad Caseman, Omaha, Nebraska, now all of a sudden, let's say I'm a person that's looking to go ahead and relocate, and I go into TikTok and I go ahead and type in Omaha, Nebraska to see what is kind of flowing around the whole Omaha, Nebraska scene. And I'm thinking about possibly relocating over there. Now, all of a sudden, you're in line with the algorithm. So that's how you're going to go ahead and focus. And it creates that mental step of making sure your titles are right, your hashtags are right, and that you're associating yourself to that specific area, and then just let it rip. And that's without paid advertising.
Can we go down the list here real quick? Because I just did it.
Yeah.
Omaha, Nebraska. Okay. Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha. or Omaha?
No, no D. Omaha.
Okay.
Omaha, like Yamaha, but Omaha. So, so it's kind of funny. Ready? And I don't know. This is basically the predictive typing, right? So it's finishing for me. Omaha, Nebraska, things to do: single women, food, black people, girl, weather right now, weather, and restaurants, food. That's what comes up when we do that stuff. So
perfect.
Hold on.
There's your next month's worth of content.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
It's a roadmap. It is like the IRS code for doing taxes, ladies and gentlemen. You can do this right. It's all sitting in front of you. Just go look at the hashtags associated to your local area and then get behind the topic.
All right. So we have a couple of questions here, guys. We're coming up on bingo. I know Gene has a hard out. He's going to go pick up one of his beautiful baby girls so she does not freeze in the weather outside in Philly. So let's go here really quickly. Let's go to Christy. Let's ask this one. Not really the majority of people I see there are 30 to 70 years old. Gentlemen, thoughts on that comment?
It just shows that this thing is getting more adopted.
Yep.
So get in there.
That's who you're following. That's who you're going to see.
Yep.
We can also do hashtag over 30, hashtag over 20, hashtag over 40. You can do all kinds of these different things you can search. So it'll be your content. Now, if you want to watch an 18-year-old, shake her or his rear end to a popular song, knock your socks off. I mean, the algorithm will pick it up. But if you really want good content that's going to be relevant to you, use these different hashtags. So we're going to roll into our second comment here. And this is from Jenny. Can you run ads to your market? Gentlemen, thoughts?
Covered that one.
We covered. Yeah. There's a way to hit geography, age, sex. There's some high level things that we can do to hit zip codes and cities and states. So yes, you can do that. TikTok for business.
We got a conspiracy. Are you ready? I got a hot take on this one.
Me too, actually. Go.
Me too.
Are you not worried that TikTok is owned and run by the Chinese? So interesting yes. Fun fact to take away from this. The algorithm, and take this how you want, the algorithm in China is different than the United States.
Yes, it is.
And in China, they promote China. In China, they promote more content based around like STEM, science, engineering,
education.
Math,
Yep.
Education. So the cool viral videos in China are kids building blocks and linking things and like all kinds of like engineering related, science related, different than our drooling, trending song, shaking butt. So take that how you want, right?
Interesting.
I will say this to the second point of that. The Chinese are very smart, right? If the Chinese government came out and said, we are going to do a facial recognition launch on the entire United States and get everybody's face into our database, there would be armed revolt and missiles being launched the next day. So what do? Hey, let's take a picture and see what you look like when you're old.
Exactly.
And everybody put their face in and they put it all over social media. Look what I look like at 85 years old. And all of that facial recognition data was back to China. So take it how you want. It is what it is. Cautiously optimistic. But yes, there could be something there.
Dude, I when I first saw that thing come out, I'm like, that's such a cool idea. And then I thought about it. I'm like, that's just a data grab. I mean, holy mackerel.
And, and if you notice, a lot of them are always like things that banks ask you for your password. Well, when you go for your password, it's like, what was the name of your first pet? What was the name of send us a picture of your first pet. Oh, okay. Here's Sparky, right? Okay. People are out there. Now, look, not everybody's that nefarious, right? They also, Nick, I don't know if you know this, but they put curfews on it for kids. So I think if you're like under 14, and actually I think the app in China is called something like Douyin or something. I don't think it's TikTok, right? Here's the thing. Here's where I come on this stuff. And I think if you've watched this show for years, you probably know that I am usually okay with trading privacy for convenience. In this particular case, it's not so much convenience as it is that I'm able to look at boobs and butts. I mean, really good content that comes through on the TikTok app. So No, I'm kidding about that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I can tell you this: these guys, wherever they are, I'm being honest, right? Like the Chinese have all the information on me they already want. I'm not, I'm not adding to it. They may go, oh, I didn't know that dude knew how to do the Dougie because I've never done it online before.
Dude, my brother owns a company called Likely.ai. Dude, they have 3,000 to 5,000 plus data points on every single U.S. citizen.
Yeah,
and that's just one company.
It's out there already.
It's already out there. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be really clear on this. All of your information, every single keystroke that you put out there is sellable to a bidder. So you laughing at Veronica?
Yeah, I'm laughing at Veronica. Yes.
We just renamed that's our new I think the hashtag is wrong though. The hashtag should be butts and boobs.
Mark, I feel like there's going to be new shirts.
Yeah,
Veronica
boobs.
There should be. By the way, Gene, read that. Read what Veronica wrote.
Right there, butts and boobs marketing roundtable.
Hashtag marketing roundtable. And yes, she's getting a kick out of this. But I mean, there is something to say about this. So why are we afraid? And we're going to wrap this up here because I know we're at a bingo here real quick with a couple of our hosts. When it comes to a takeaway on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you pick your platform, doesn't matter, right? Should you or should you not be afraid of putting your content out there? Jake, I'm going to go to you first, then to Nick, then to Gene.
Yeah, regarding the statement on who owns what from what damn country and everything else like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are Americans. Okay, we have the ability to go onto these platforms, be blessed and unstoppable, be a positive influence for other people that are actually on the platform, to be the best person that we can be. And if there is a time where there is some type of interesting conflict, it's not just going to affect us as individuals, it's going to affect us as a total, and we will handle it at that point. So for now, be the best person that you can absolutely be. Do not have any fear at all whatsoever. Go out there and be a positive influence on many different platforms and in your community and to your neighbor and everywhere else. Put your chin up and your chest out and thank the good Lord every day for us having the ability to put our feet on the ground and help others that are less fortunate. Live in that space and you'll be blessed and unstoppable.
All right, I want you to start that over.
Yeah, I'm going to call it right now. I think I should.
Wait, I want you to start that over.
Gene, go back to your good mic. And I want you to come back in. But while you're doing that, Nick, what's your thoughts?
I think change is hard, right? No matter what it is. I think you should always be cautiously optimistic about whatever you do. And at the end of the day, there are several different ways to have a massive business, right? It doesn't have to be on TikTok. We talk about these things on this show because when we see trends and the way the market's going, we are giving you this information to help you achieve your results the fastest, right? And TikTok is the fastest path to organic reach that's out there right now. So if that's your goal, that's what you should do. I do think we are in a time right now that it's unavoidable to not have a presence online in the form of video. Does it have to be shaking ass in short form on these platforms? No. But if I Google your name, you better have some sort of YouTube channel or Google My Business profile, at least a Facebook, with an introductory video of who you are and what you do, some capacity. That could even be on your website. And figure out what you're really good at. If you're really comfortable with audio, do audio. If you're really comfortable with video, do video. If you're good at writing, do writing. If you are good at building relationships with people one-on-one, then just talk to 50 of your closest friends and their friends every single day, right? Like old school. But you have to figure out what you're good at and do it, because if not, the worst decision is indecision.
Amen.
Good point.
Amen.
Good point. I love that. And Gene is laughing his ass off over here. I don't know why he's laughing so hard. Nick is like being profound.
If you like writing, do writing.
Where's my hashtag? Isn't that my hashtag?
Wait a minute. This is what I was really laughing at the beginning when my mic was from here on out. I want to do a segment called Sarge's Corner. And when he started, and he was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're Americans," and I was trying to pull up the Star Spangled Banner to play behind him as he was getting into his thing, and I just couldn't do it fast enough. So
we're definitely gonna do that in the future. I'll download that and put that in the sounds on this side here. You know, and the funny thing when it comes to TikTok, guys, there's a gal. Her name's Alyssa, like Melissa, and it's exactly how it sounds. And she's been on the show several times. She's on TikTok. She goes by Color My Credit. Phenomenal channel that she's on. Now she's like all of us. We're all middle age, right? Sarge is a little bit older. He's only 35. He's going to be 36 for the rest of his life. That's how he rolls. But I mean, she talks about credit, and she has right now, as of this recording, 458,700 followers with 4.3 million likes.
That's crazy.
Doing her dances and talking about credit, doing live videos, and she's got great information. So the reason why I bring this up is this: when it comes to TikTok and any other social media platform, find what vibes with you and then take action on it. She digs this, right? And she's a good friend of mine, so I talk about her a lot because I think that she's a unique unicorn. Like, I love live video. I love podcasting. That's why we all have these incredible mics, and we got I don't have great lights right now. I got to get some more lights. Anyway, it's a different story. But
I digress.
Room for improvement. The thing is this, guys. Figure out what vertical works for you. If TikTok is something you want to explore, go balls deep. Just start. And by the way, here's a fun little fact for you. You're going to suck at it in the beginning. You know why that's okay? It's because we all did, and we all have been, and we will in the future when it comes to different platforms. But as long as people get to see you and resonate with you, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a connection. Connect with the other human being. Once you do that, you build a relationship. Relationships turn into business. Business turns into referrals, and it all keeps flowing. So let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put a couple of colors on the bow on the show. Jake, give me a color for the bow on the show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, being in line with National Pizza Day, we are putting a red pepperoni bow.
Son of a bitch. On it. I was trying to be good today. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I didn't know it either.
National holiday, ladies and gentlemen. Party with me tonight at Uno's Deep Dish, Chicago style. Pitchers of beer on me.
Nice. Nick is like, you son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Oh, that sounds so freaking good. Okay, so I have red pepperoni. Nick, what's your color?
I'm actually upset because usually and the fact that I have a pizza shop should probably tell you how fat I am and how much I love pizza. But they usually text message me like all the different events, and I didn't get a text message. It's National Pizza Day, so I'll have to call them and give them some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, my color for today is going to be TikTok glitch. How do you think about that?
The shit is glitch.
What is
that?
So
the glitch, if you look at the TikTok logo, right, it's got a glitch to it. They use I think it's black and like pinkish and green. It's a thing. It's called the glitch.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, TikTok glitch.
The only glitch I see here is that there's no meatballs on Sarge's pizza. So let's go brown meatball.
Meatball, baby.
Meatball brown.
Brown meatball?
Yep.
Man,
I know, Greg. I know you're a meat lover.
You must have seen his TikTok feed.
Amazing. What a great end.
Veronica, another t-shirt, please.
The best part about TikTok is when you see a video and you immediately know you have to go to the comments before you even finish the video.
Yeah.
Like that's to me, that is the most exciting part of TikTok. When I see a video and I know within 10 seconds, I'm like, boom, I got to go to the comments and see, because it's funnier to see those comments oftentimes than the actual video.
You know what they say about the comments? If you like writing, do writing.
Do writing.
Do writing. Do it well.
Nick and Gene are just dying laughing. Veronica put hashtag meatball deep.
Yeah.
All right, there it is, guys. Hey, we love you to pieces. Thank you for watching the marketing roundtable here on Real Estate Uncensored. Censored. I want you guys to go outside and make sure that you're going to follow Jake, Nick, and Gene and the different shows. They're going to be going under the REU Nation. We're going to be rolling them out very, very soon. We're going to also have a couple of our other friends. They're going to be come in. Ashley, Link Juice, and a few other folks I'm working on that are going to be coming in. The colors for the show are going to be red pepperoni, TikTok glitch, which never heard of that fucking one before. And then what's brown meatball? Gene, was that yours? Brown meatball?
Sounds good. Yeah, meatball brown. Yeah.
Meatball brown. Okay.
Delicious.
Okay. I wrote that backwards. I'm dyslexic. That's how we go. Guys, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you to pieces. Give us a 5-star. Not a 2-star review on everywhere that you guys watch and listen to our podcast, and share it out to somebody. Hashtag us. Make sure you follow us. We all have different things that we're going to be, bringing out to you guys for the market to bring a little more value to our industry. But until then, peace out, ninjas. We gone.